Story 1, The Sinister Host. Everything that happens is based on true events, and no details have been changed. The main characters of the story are a young couple, Jane and Mike. They decided to spend a week vacation in a new city and decided to book an apartment through Airbnb. After arriving in the city, Jane and Mike meet the landlord of the apartment. The host, named David, seems friendly and welcoming. He shows them around the apartment and offers to help them if necessary. After the first night in the apartment, Jane and Mike begin to notice some oddities. They hear strange noises at night, like someone walking around the apartment. They also notice that some of their belongings are moving around, even though they're sure none of them have touched them. Jane and Mike decide to contact David to ask what could be the cause of these oddities. However, when they call him, he does not answer their calls or messages. They begin to feel uneasy and distrustful of their host. One day, when Jane and Mike decide to spend the night out of the apartment, they decide to go back and check to see what's going on. To their surprise, they find that the apartment door is open, and inside they see David rummaging through the rooms. They realize that he is not the real owner, but someone else pretending to be. Jane and Mike realize that they are in a dangerous situation. They start running around the apartment, trying to find a way out. In the process, they discover a hidden room containing strange objects and photographs that indicate that David is a serial killer. Jane and Mike find their way out of the apartment and run outside until they reach the nearest police station. They recount their horrific experience and provide the police with all the evidence they found in the apartment. The police arrest David and discover that he was indeed a serial killer, pretending to be the landlord to attract new victims. Jane and Mike are grateful that they were able to escape danger and tell their story to warn others about the dangers of Airbnb rentals. Here's how important it is to be cautious and vigilant when choosing a place to stay through Airbnb or other similar platforms. Be alert to oddities and trust your intuition to avoid these dangerous situations. Story 2, The Mystery of the Disappearance. Everything that happens is based on true events, and no details have been changed. The main characters of the story are a group of friends, Sarah, Mark, Emily, and Jason. They decided to spend the weekend in a secluded house that they rented through Airbnb. The friends arrive at the secluded house, which is located in a wooded area. They marvel at the beauty of the surrounding nature and enjoy the opportunity to spend time away from the hustle and bustle of the city. At night, when everyone is getting ready for bed, they begin to hear strange sounds from outside. It sounds like rustles and footsteps, but they don't see anyone around the house. They begin to feel a sense of unease, but decide to ignore it and then continue to sleep. The next morning, when the group of friends wake up, they discover that Jason has disappeared. They start looking for him all over the house and surrounding area, but he is nowhere to be found. The friends panic and decide to call the police. The police arrive on the scene and begin to investigate. They question the group of friends and look around the house and the surrounding area. However, they find no traces or evidence to indicate that something criminal activity has taken place. The friends decide to investigate Jason's disappearance on their own. They begin to research the history of the secluded house and discover that strange and unsolved crimes have occurred there in the past. Strange and unsolved crimes in the past. The house has been the site of tragic events, and some people have disappeared without a trace. They decide to get to the bottom of the mystery of the secluded house and Jason's disappearance. Spending nights studying old records and documents they find in the house, discovering hidden passageways and rooms they had never noticed before. One day, during their explorations, the group of friends discover a secret path that leads to the dungeon beneath the house. They descend down and discover the horrifying truth. The secluded house has been used by a serial killer to carry out his crimes. Jason was his latest victim. The friends realize they will have to fight for their lives. They encounter traps and dangers set by the killer in the dungeon, using their wits and ingenuity to survive and find a way out. Eventually, the group of friends manage to get out of the dungeon and call the police. The police arrive on the scene and arrest the serial killer. Jason, unfortunately, could not be found alive. Here's how important it is to be cautious and vigilant when choosing a place to stay through Airbnb or other similar platforms. Be alert to oddities and trust your intuition to avoid these dangerous situations.